Okay, we've got a good crew here from what I can see, so we'll get started. So welcome everyone to the August E&T All-Staff Meeting. I muted everyone's mics, so please keep them muted unless you're one of the speakers. And I'm actually going to put a pause on the group chat just so we don't distract anything from the speakers. So I will do that. You will still be able to submit questions. Oh, I see some unmuting. Hold on. There we go. Um, you'll still be able to submit questions to the Q&A portion of the presentation. So if you want to send a question in, you can still use the chat feature. Just make sure you select Steve Wang and do so by 10:30 a.m. And then just a reminder, last month you saw we released our new E&T intranet, so make sure that you bookmark that page. On it, we have moved the employee COVID resources page over to that, so you don't have to go to that separate website anymore. You can find it all on the intranet homepage, as well as a section for campus news down at the bottom in case you ever miss a memo from the chancellor or the vice chancellors. We'll have those important updates down on the bottom right there. Also, the operational updates page, so you can see what services we have going and what services have been suspended. And then, of course, the UCLA coronavirus page. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Renee, who's going to give us some organizational updates.
So welcome to our E&T staff meeting. I hope everyone is well and staying cool out there. During today's meeting, we'll be giving organizational and operational updates, answering questions, and discussing the new UCLA Talent Match program offered through Campus Human Resources. So as you may know, the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health recently issued a directive requiring universities to significantly restrict in-person instruction and on-campus housing for fall quarter. So based on these new guidelines and the recommendations by the UCLA COVID-19 Future Planning Task Force, UCLA will be moving to remote-only instruction for the fall, which will further impact our operational programs and corresponding staffing. In addition, no campus events are allowed at this time, and the campus is closed to non-essential visitors as well. So we are confident that operations will return to normal in the future, but for now they're heavily impacted. Per Chancellor Block's message last week, UCLA will have no indefinite or temporary pandemic-related layoffs for career employees through at least January 15th, 2021. This is provided that in areas where there is lack of available work, affected employees are willing to accept other work duties, which will be offered at the same level of pay and benefits through the Talent Match program. We strongly encourage employees to take this opportunity to learn new skills and accept new assignments, even if those assignments are different from your regular duties. Managers will be discussing this with teams where there is not sufficient work. In the meantime, please welcome Health and Human Resources Manager Veronica Martinez, who is here to provide more information on the Talent Match program. Thank you, Veronica.
Thanks, Renee. Hi, everyone. As Renee stated, Talent Match is a program that temporarily reassigns current staff and students from departments that have scaled down their operations to those that may be understaffed. It pairs employees who would like to continue working with opportunities available on campus and through UCLA Health. Employees are matched with other positions based on their skills and experience required for the job, as well as the ability to meet the physical requirements and immunizations if they're required. More information, including a link to the Talent Match site, is available on the E&T intranet. And as you can see, there's the landing page for Talent Match, as well as when you want to go ahead and submit interest. That's what the beginning of the page looks like. You scroll down, you enter your information. It's a Google Doc that will also have you fill out what necessary or what skills that you have. That information is then sent to Campus Human Resources, and they try and match you with a request opportunity submitted by another department. Additionally, As a reminder, FFCRA is still available through December 31st for career employees who have work available but are unable to work due to 5 specific COVID-19 related reasons that are listed on the form, including childcare due to daycare center closures, remote learning, and lack of childcare. For those employees who have not exhausted their UC paid administrative leave, that was initially the 128 hours that were available. That is still available until December 31st as well. Please discuss that with your supervisor. Also, CHR, as stated in the last meeting, CHR has temporarily approved sick leave usage for child care for non-represented employees. If you are also interested in that and need that, please discuss that with your supervisor. Lastly, there is still available the Employee Initiated Reduction in Time, the ERIT program, which is available for career employees to voluntarily reduce their appointment time and corresponding pay while still earning vacation and sick leave at the pre-ERIT rates. Employees can elect from 1 month to 36 months, which is 3 years, at 5% to 50% reduction in time. For more information, including forms, please check the internet. And with that, I hand that over to Gina Beery.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. It's great to be with you today. I'm Gina, and so I'm going to go over some training and organizational development updates for you. So the first thing is that we are going to, shortly after the meeting today, send out a survey to each one of you so that you can tell us what topics you may like to see addressed in upcoming all-staff meetings, and then also provide us with any feedback that you may have surrounding these meetings. So be on the lookout for that, because we definitely want to hear from you. And then next, I just wanted to remind everyone that we have coaching conversations coming up. So we think that now more than ever is an excellent time to be connecting with your manager and opening up transparent and honest and collaborative conversations. And so we have a guide for you that's available on the new intranet on SharePoint. And you can see a little image here that it's in the training and development section. And so there are 5 questions that we have to help guide your conversation with this. And so coaching conversations are due to be completed by the 30th of September. So you do have a decent amount of time to get those done. And then also TOD is going to be offering 3 different training sessions to help provide some context or color commentary around how best to have a coaching conversation, number 1, remotely, and number 2, in this type of an environment, considering all that's going on and that we're faced with. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to either myself or to Robin Bell. And then next, I wanted to talk to you about the events and transportation strategic goals for this fiscal year. So you may notice here on your screen that these goals are similar in a few ways to last year's goals. So I want to share with you what's new and what's really important for each of us to be focused on as we seek to make these goals a reality this year. So the first is customer. In terms of our customers, as this infographic demonstrates, so we want to focus on improving the customer experience. Specifically, what we'll be focusing on as a department this year is optimizing the information from existing customer service data, putting new and improved measures into place, and using data to tell us how we're doing in real time. We'll also be employing visual management to help us reach our goals. And essentially, visual management means that as we make progress toward our goals, we are addressing 2 questions in a way that can be seen by everybody. And the first is, what does it mean to succeed? And then the second is, How do we know that we're succeeding? And for our purposes here, success means realizing or achieving each of these 4 goal categories and the strategic initiatives that our leadership puts into place for us to be working toward this year. And, when each team in our department works to achieve goals, it can be challenging to see the bigger picture of what we're accomplishing as a department at large. So we will keep you updated on how we're progressing at our monthly staff meetings and through some visual management on the new intranet site. So stay tuned for that. All right, next is workforce capabilities. Sorry, if you'll go back, yeah. So workforce capabilities, this one is very near and dear to my heart, being in training and organizational development. But here you can see that we have the goals of building and engaging a high-performing workforce and providing technology solutions to heighten capacity. And capacity here means that each member of our staff is equipped with the knowledge that they need of how to use technology tools to really just kind of make their lives easier on the job. And we also plan to use several different means to support our staff members in professional development and in getting technological training. And so we plan to do this through key Learn at Lunch opportunities, partnering with CHR for training courses and programs, and then through our very own TDI program. We'll also be revamping the Communications and Service Council so that we can get your feedback and make adjustments as we go along throughout this year. The next element here is business processes. So this year we want to work on reducing the administrative burden, which basically means getting rid of some of the red tape that can slow down our progress toward reaching our goals. And then we also want to utilize safe and sustainable practices, elevate safety, and reduce accidents. And the business process area is a really excellent example of how creating measures for our work and using data will be really important so that we can be able to tell if we're succeeding or not, again, in real time. And then on the screen here, you see lastly is the financial goals. So financial goals are imperative for us in the coming year as we continue forward with the goal of reducing institutional costs, and as we now seek to offset revenue losses due to the pandemic. So I know this was a lot of information at once. So again, our leadership plans to support us as we work toward reaching these goals this year through trainings, workshops, task forces, and other means so that we can achieve these goals and cross the finish line together. So thank you for your time and your attention with these strategic goals. And also thank you for all the work that you do every single day for our department and our campus community. And to that end, I have 2 more quick updates for you. This one here is about Staff Appreciation Week. It's going on this week. So we highly encourage you to be a part of it. Chancellor Block is a big part of this. It's put on by Staff Assembly, and we support it at E&T, and we love it. And today actually is Wellness Wednesday. And so I think of all the days this week that they're demonstrating appreciation for each of our staff members on the campus. This is my favorite day because they have they're going to bring in some therapy animals and do some meditation stuff and a fit break, and so we encourage you to take part in that. And then finally, I wanted to share a video with you that came out earlier this week from Chancellor Block. It's a thank you video to each one of you and each member of staff, and it features some of our very own departmental members. So I'll ask Lauren to go ahead and press play.
Hello, UCLA staff. In a summer unlike any other, one of the things I'll miss most is our annual all-staff picnic. I love seeing all of you taking in the sunshine and enjoying each other's company in Dixon Plaza. My hope is that we can be together on campus again soon. But in the meantime, I, along with other campus leaders, want to say to every UCLA staff member, thank you. Thank you for all that you're doing to advance UCLA's mission during this unprecedented time. always known how vital our staff are to keeping this great institution running. Today, we're also incredibly inspired by your resilience and flexibility amid such uncertainty. We know it hasn't been easy, and many questions about the future remain. Yet whether you're working from campus or from home, you continue to support our students, faculty, alumni, and your fellow staff members in ways that should make all of us proud. You're providing meals, engaging with supporters, maintaining our communications infrastructure, delivering life-saving healthcare, and so much more. The vital work of UCLA continues because of you. The Bruin family is stronger because of you. So thank you again. Please stay safe and healthy.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for that. I could particularly relate to the cat on the keyboard because I just got a cat. All right, so I would like to pass it off now to Mandy Muenzer with UCLA Fitwell. And so she's going to talk to us a little bit about exercise, movement, and how important fitness is during this time that we're all kind of out of our routine and working remotely. So Mandy, I'll pass it off to you.
All right. I think Mandy's having some connectivity issues because she is not on right now, and I've seen her hop on and off. So for now, I'm going to go on to the operational updates, and then when she comes back, we'll have her join us and tell us how to stay healthy while we're at home.
Great. Thanks, Lauren.
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our operations teams. And first up will be finance, systems, and assets. So I'm going to have Ray give us an update on the flood that you may have heard about this weekend.
Cool. Good morning, everybody. I'm here to provide an update on the flood that occurred over this past weekend, as Lauren just mentioned. So by now, most of you have probably heard that there was a water main rupture that occurred early Sunday morning around 2 a.m. on Sunset near Royce Drive. Parking structures 4 and 7 were heavily impacted, along with Young Drive North roadway between the two structure entrances. While this is reminiscent of the flood of 2014, the actual water intrusion and damages were a fraction of 6 years ago. That said, there were still very major impacts as a result. As of right now, PS7 and PS4 remain closed. Young Drive North was able to reopen Monday after facilities power washed the roadway and sidewalks. Sunset reopened for traffic in 1 lane in each direction early Monday morning, and it'll remain that way until necessary repairs are made, which DWP estimates will be by Tuesday, September 1. To go into more detail, Structure 4 sustained flooding and has leftover silt, sediment, and other debris in the wooden and soccer field areas. 4 elevator pits were flooded and several stairwells were impacted. The Jan side remained unflooded upon our initial inspection. Most of the water was pumped out of PS4 by Monday, and Facilities is working with Transportation's cleaning vendor to schedule deep cleaning of Structure 4. It's currently estimated that it'll take approximately 2 weeks for cleaning to finish. After cleaning, the fire marshal, EH&S, and campus building official needs to reassess the area before providing a certificate of reoccupancy. Structure 7 lost power due to the electrical substation sustaining flood damage. Facilities restored most of the power by mid-Tuesday, but like Structure 4, is awaiting further inspection by campus officials before we can reopen. Next up, we have a short video taken of the flood that occurred on early Sunday morning. A lot of water.
Thanks, Ray.
Yeah.
All right, so Mandy is with us, so I'm going to turn it back over to her and stop sharing my screen so she can. Give us 1 second just to get her set up. Hey, Mandy.
Okay, I think I need to be made a co-host.
You were, but for some reason it is not giving me another option to re-co-host you.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to share this really quick. Let's go into presentation mode. All right, so as Lauren said, I'm Mandy Muenzer with UCLA Recreation, and I'm here to help transportation keep moving. So I know you help keep us all moving in our vehicles, bicycles, and otherwise. And now it's our turn to help you stay moving. So Fitwell is here to support everyone on campus, students, staff, and faculty in staying fit and well during this time and always, but to highlight a few of our offerings briefly and to also help you stay motivated and give you a few tips on motivation. And I've set up my camera so that I can stand later, but I think I'm going to sit right now because otherwise I'm going to be awkwardly crouching. Okay, so what are the best ways to stay motivated right now? One of my favorite mantras is do less more often. So smaller increments of exercise can be very effective and are much easier to fit into our schedules, and going with the motto that something is better than nothing. So even 5 minutes can make a huge difference. And a little sample workout, for example, is to just like perform 3 rounds of 20 lunges, 15 squats, 10 oblique twists, and 5 push-ups. And you'd be amazed how quickly you can get 3 rounds of that done. You'll be done in less than 10 minutes, most likely. So you can modify that and, chop everything in half if you haven't been as mobile, and that would be too much. But any type of little number game is also motivating in a weird way, to kind of count things and just help you to break a workout down into smaller bite-sized chunks that you can get done quickly, but it helps you to, to stay in it. So creative movement breaks are like pairing a chore in between meetings. So let's say, you have a meeting from 9 to 10, but you have a little break from 10 to 10:30, and you answer a few emails, but then you get up and you go unload the dishwasher and you add in 2 stretches to that chore, or you decide to dust a few shelves in your house, or take your kids out for a walk, or turn on your favorite song and do a little dance. All these different ways are, creative ways to implement these movement breaks in a way that doesn't feel quite as, painful or obligatory, but more something that will help like insert a little inspiration and possibly even get a little housework done, which is always a nice extra bonus for all of you working at home. Another one is that combines, something that we all need, which is hydration, especially in this heat, is to, walk over, get a glass of water, drink a glass of water, and pair it with, a stretch or 2. And that way you're also reminding yourself to stay hydrated throughout your day, which is super, super important. We also have our move mails, which is listed on here, and the direct link is listed right there. If you haven't heard of MoveMail yet, this is our program through YouTube for our UCLA Recreation YouTube channel that sends you emails at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. every day. If you subscribe to it at this link, there's a subscribe button, and you'll get reminders to play the MoveMail video, which will help you stay motivated because you have an instructor coming on with the video, giving you a little workout or giving you a stretch to do or a tip on creating a healthy meal that day. And very important, always, we know this to be true for work meetings as well. If we don't schedule it, it usually falls through the cracks. So making sure that you allot some time and carve that out for yourself. So really it's just taking, even 10 or 15 minutes to look over your schedule and find some little spots where you could maybe do a longer workout, 15 to 20 minutes or even to a whole hour if you can carve that out. And one way to help you figure out what to schedule for yourself is through our virtual fitness and nutrition programs. Our virtual fitness pass has over 75 classes a week from 7 a.m. all the way to 9 p.m. at night to help serve you with lots of different programs. So yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, dance fitness, all kinds of different exercise formats and genres of fitness to help keep you interested and bring you something you enjoy. On that note, I will show you the virtual fitness pass schedule in just a minute, but I have to unshare my screen. So for efficiency purposes, I'm just going to keep going with the presentation, and then I will show you that after I'm through going through these slides. All right, so also, you know, enjoyment is key. So if you're not enjoying it, you're probably not going to do it. So even if it's just the reminder that getting fresh air is really helpful and helps to relieve stress, and then you just go for a walk even around the block, that's something that, you know, ties in an enjoyment factor for you. Or if you really, if you have a access to any type of water activity in Southern California, I know that some of the rental places for things like kayaking and paddleboarding are still available. So if on the weekend you find, you know, time to do something on the water that's still socially distant and fairly safe, then it helps, you know, you have that enjoyment factor that you might not otherwise have. So pairing, you know, enjoyment with your exercise activities. And then a little bit on the psychology behind, you know, just trying to really check yourself with your thinking. I always am kind of reflecting on, am I coming from a place of fear, or am I coming from a place of love with some of my thinking? And this applies to food and fitness as well. So a fear statement example would be, I want to eat healthy so I don't get sick. But a love statement would be, I want to nourish my body with nutrient-rich food so that my body will feel healthy and vibrant, and maybe to boost my immune system. So it's like a slightly different phrase to say boost my immune system versus not get sick. Or I should run every day so I don't gain weight, versus I love running because it gives me a way to release stress and strengthen my legs. So another exercise that's related to this is intention setting, which helps to activate your energy as if these actions are already taking place. So the power of suggestion, you're doing it to yourself by setting certain intentions and using the present tense. So I am tuning into my body and listening to what it needs, or I am enjoying the sensation of moving my body daily. These are phrases that are active in the present tense and help keep you focused on being in alignment with what your values, what you're leaning into valuing. So if I'm, you know, struggling with getting motivated, I might have a phrase that's like, I am finding ways to motivate myself and stay inspired. Anything that helps you kind of lean into the result that you want to create for yourself. So, and that's a nice affirmation on that front is, I am nourishing my body with healthy foods and enjoying physical activity every day. And then just the last reminder, listen to your body. It's smarter than we think. It does have a lot of intelligence beyond our mental capacities. And I used to think that I really, like back in my teenage, early 20s, I used to think that like, oh, I really, really want sugary foods. But when I really tuned in and listened to my body after I would eat a lot of sweets, I realized that my body was actually communicating to me that those sugary foods were not making me feel good. And by putting the connection together between like how I felt and that crash that would happen, or feeling sluggish the next day, feeling my joints more inflamed or not as fluid after eating, you know, more heavy sugar-based, carb-based foods, I started to put that pattern together and realize, wow, I don't think my mind wants that sugar, but my body isn't necessarily communicating that it wants that. And that helped me motivate myself in a more intrinsic way versus just forcing myself to say, okay, you know, you can't have these things. That's never really motivating because it feels like a rule that someone's telling me to follow, versus if I'm really tuning in and listening deeply to my body's own signals and own cues, then I feel more empowered to make those healthier choices from the inside out. So it's this, it's just a slight shift in how we hold things and how we relate to things that can make all the difference. So if I'm thinking of exercise as stress relief or as something to help blow off some steam, I'm more motivated to do it versus if I think I feel obligated to do it to check off this box of staying healthy, if that makes sense. So that's just a few psychology little tips behind why you might feel motivated or less motivated depending on mindset. And then I really quick want to share that schedule with you, give you a peek. So if you haven't joined it yet, this is what it looks like. We are streaming on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and on Zoom. So this schedule helps to show you what days, times, and classes are happening at, during the week, and the passwords to the Zoom ones. What's today? Today is Wednesday. So like, for example, after this meeting, there's a midday mobility. It's only 20 minutes long, but it helps to focus on myofascial release and different stretches that will help open you up and keep you fluid in your movement. That is really helpful for just staying, feeling good in your body, especially if you're sitting a lot. So there's bite-sized classes like the 20-minute ones, and then there's also hour-long classes and 40-minute classes and everything in between. So this is free right now. All you have to do is register by going to our main page and clicking on Register for Virtual Summer 2020 classes, and you'll click this sign in next to Virtual Group Fitness Summer 2020, and then it'll direct you to sign in with your Bruin Online. And then you'll get an email from info@recreation.ucla.edu with the schedule attached. So the Bruin MindFit site is always available to you as well. And if you scroll down, we have tons of stress relieving meditations like cultivating compassion, feeling emotions in your physical body, mindful walking meditation, mindfulness of the breath with thought recognition. So all kinds of different topics that you can click on. They are free. And also the Mindful Awareness Research Center, mark.ucla.edu, has a bunch of meditations as well. Lastly, I'll mention our teaching kitchen workshops, which are free right now. And there are different things you can register for. There's even some kids cooking classes that you could do with your family. So those are some of my program announcements. I want to make sure we actually move during this presentation because that would be quite ironic if we didn't. So I'm going to share my computer sound and get us up and moving a little bit. Hold on one second. So this song is We Are Family to just help inspire, being a Bruin family and staying together through all of this, staying connected and helping encourage each other throughout this closure period. And we are going to wave side to side during the chorus and then do 2 sit to stands. And so I'm going to show you what a sit to stand looks like. You're going to take your chair, use it as a way to make sure that you don't feel like you're going to fall. You're going to reach back with your glutes, sit, and then stand up. Sit, and then stand up. All right? So
I'm going to turn everyone's video on, so you better participate.
Yeah. And if you get a screenshot for me, Lauren, that would be amazing. Because we're trying to put that in our virtual programs brochure. So
Totally. The screenshot would look cooler if people had their videos on, just saying.
I know, right? So the chorus is going to go step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, and then 2 squats. All right. Here we go. Down, Sorry, heel down,
as we walk
toe up.
by,
And one foot is
and we fly just like
planted
birds
with the
of a
knee bent, one leg
feather.
is straight.
I won't tell no
Chair
lie.
back. If you're off balance,
All of the people around us they say,
feel that
can they
nice
be
hand
that
straight
close?
back to the leg here.
Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family
And
day.
back to the chorus.
We are family.
And butt down.
I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
Two more times.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody,
And
and
let's stretch out that other hamstring.
living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of this world's delight.
Nice stretch.
High hopes we have for the future,
All right.
and our goals inside.
We're gonna do a hip flexor stretch.
No, we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel. We are family. Sing it to me. I got all my sisters with me. Sing it to me. I can hear you, y'all. Everybody sing. We believe in you and the things you do. I got all my sisters with me.
And let's stretch that other hamstring out. I gotta make sure that this doesn't play the next thing. Okay, hold on. My iTunes has been having a little trouble lately. Okay, here we go. So stretching out the other side.
Wisdom like water runs down to my feet. The more that you tell me, the less I can sleep. Time is a weapon, it takes every man. And let me be young, I won't understand. Rise up like smoke, let the edge show. Mountains come crumbling down, let them go. Rise up to sea, oh let me be. And let the waves crash over me.
And away. And now we're going to sit in a wide spot and do a little hip twist. Breathe. This is up our nice spot. This is the back. Warm up the core. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Reason, surrender to fate. The apple of Eden is all yours to taste. Nobody's perfect and things will be rough. Love conquers all, so let there be love. Rise up like smoke, let the earth show. Mountains come crumbling down, let them go. Rise up to sea, oh let me be. Rise up to sea, oh let me be. And let the waves crash over me.
Up, side to side. Breathe. Reach and pull. ya go. Great work. All right. So awesome job. Hopefully, even just in that 5 minutes of movement, you feel a difference between like the stress and tension in your body. Even if you were like, let's say at a 7 or an 8 and now you're at a 5 or a 6, that's still a lot of improvement for only 5 minutes of movement. So just remember that sometimes a better mood, a better feeling in your body is only one good song away. And keep continuing to, oh, and I see a hand. Do you want to type in your question?
If the person could send the question to the chat, we actually have to move on to the operational updates because we had the time delay at the beginning, and I know people have 11
No
o'clock.
problem.
I'm so sorry, but that was
Yeah.
awesome. So hopefully people can sign up for all the online classes.
Yeah, and just you can put my contact info in the chat / the Fitwell website if you want to.
For sure.
All right.
And now that you're a host, you can actually post whatever contact information you want, or I can put your email in the chat, and then we'll send out a news bulletin with this presentation or the video of this meeting, and then we'll include your contact info also.
Wonderful. Thank you. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great day. And thanks for all you're doing. Take care.
Thanks. All right, so we're going to jump right back into our updates, and we have Tyler from Finance, Systems, and Assets.
Thanks, Lauren. That was my first virtual workout. I just checked my Fitbit and my heart rate is off the charts. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here, and I'm excited to tell you about some great new projects that the IT group is working on with business units across our department. So we're building a lot of solutions now on the Microsoft Cloud. So what is a cloud? You can think of a cloud as a website that has a lot of cool products and services. And the Microsoft Cloud that we're building on is called Microsoft Office 365. So many of you know about Office 365. Some of you have kind of been partnering with my team to build solutions on Office 365. It's really just a cloud solution for not only the standard Office productivity tools, but also a lot of other products and services that allow companies and organizations like E&T to collaborate and communicate more effectively. So UCLA implemented Microsoft Office 365 a few years ago, and it's the engine that powers the UCLA email system, but there's a lot of other products too. There's 3 in particular that I'd like to tell you about today. It's SharePoint, Power BI, and Power Apps. So SharePoint is actually the product that my team used to work with the TOD team to build our new department intranet site. So I hope everybody had a chance to check out the new intranet site. I think the teams did an awesome job. So SharePoint is an industry-leading content management solution that users can use to kind of quickly create beautiful and functional websites without the need for web development skills or even graphic design skills. SharePoint comes with a lot of pre-built components that offer rich functionality like tasks list, calendars. There's a lot of built-in integrations to other Microsoft products and third-party products as well. One cool feature is SharePoint sites are automatically optimized for display on tablets and mobile devices. And that was kind of one limitation of our previous site. The other product that we're working with is Power BI. So my team is working with Vincent Shu's team and Natalie Anderson's team and others in Fleet and Transit on Power BI. Power BI is Microsoft's data visualization technology. It's the next generation of cloud reporting and analytics. So it lets you kind of display and explore enterprise data in a visual format that's much easier to understand than previous formats. So with Power BI, users can create visually appealing reports and dashboards using graphs, charts, and maps. And essentially you can do in minutes what used to take hours or even days with older tools. So we're working with the Fleet and Transit team to roll out Power BI for the department. So we're looking forward to a lot of great benefits from that product. The last product I'd like to talk to you about is called Power Apps. So Power Apps is the tool that my team used to build the Kudos employee recognition app. So it's a low-code platform that allows users to rapidly create business applications without the need for writing complex custom code. So IT developers can more quickly deliver solutions, and also IT and the business can collaborate and actually build solutions together using Power Apps. Power Apps also has the ability to integrate seamlessly with a lot of other Microsoft tools like SharePoint. And it's also got some cool new features around customer portals, and you can even embed artificial intelligence in your application without being an AI expert, or again, without being an IT developer. So Power Apps, again, was used to create Kudos. We're also evaluating Power Apps as a possible candidate to replace a lot of our intranet applications as well. So just a quick recap on next steps, where we go from here. So my team will work with other business units across the department to continue building more SharePoint sites for communication and collaboration. We'll complete the initial Power BI rollout with Fleet and Transit, and then we'll partner with other units in E&T. And we'll move ahead and complete the Power Apps evaluation and come back to the senior management team with some recommendations on next steps there as well. So those are the IT updates from my group. So I'll turn it back to Lauren. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you. So I'm going to switch up the order a little bit. We have some time constraints. So I'm going to turn it over to Chinsa from the events office, and she's going to give us their update right now.
Thank you, Lauren. Hello, everyone. The events office continues to coordinate commercial filming on the campus, following LA County Public Health guidelines and requiring the production company to sign the same guidelines for our records. We've done a few commercial already, such as the 2028 Summer Olympics, which will occur in Los Angeles, and a Cadillac commercial. This Saturday, we will coordinate a Chevy commercial. Other future film shoot projects we are developing are the TV series called Athena, Saved by the Bell reboot, and the last season of Netflix, Dear White People. As mentioned by Renee, LA County Public Health still prohibits events and gathering, thus allowing our staff to assist other units on campus, such as the Emergency Operations Center, and within our organization at the Fleet Transit and policy groups. The most recent project we are assisting is with the pre-K operation in matching families to form learning pods in their communities to meet their child care and their children's educational needs. That is the update from the events office. Thank you.
Thanks, Chinsa. All right, so back to the presentation. We are going to hear from Mandy from Commuter and Parking Services.
Good morning, everyone. Due to the COVID-19, we transitioned from valet parking to self-parking. We currently staff ambassadors at our Westwood emergency and P-level protocols to assist patients and visitors by reminding them of their parking spaces. Our staffs are keeping their distance as they approach vehicles, and they are using PPE to keep themselves safe. They also direct customers to elevators, pay stations, and to the main hospital lobby. At our medical and Joe Stein parking, we no longer staff attendants staff at the kiosks. We instead have ambassadors to help customers with wayfinding on how to use the pay stations, along with the exit columns. Over the past few months, we have had pre-planned operational changes that also took effect as such. June the 1st, we stopped taking cash at our cashier lobby. On June 29, we went exact change only at our medical pay stations. July 1st, we have had an increase in our DP rate to $13. Also, July the 1st, we configured the pay stations to use long-term permits, such as 15 days, 25 days pass. Staffed with medical appointments will have to use the intercom button at the exit column for the cashiers to validate their permit eligibility for cross parking at Medical Center. UCLA offsite property, Westwood. We also, on July the 1st, we added 4 offsite properties to our medical operation. Some of the pictures might be familiar to you. We add PS 35, Wilson Center. This location has approximately 729 stalls using ski data system. This is a mixed lot between staff and visitors, with majority of the space being tandem spaces. We added PS 37, Gailey Center. This location has approximately 200 stalls using ski data system. This lot is a mixed use between staff and visitors parking. We added PS 38, Wilson Glendon, Hammer Museum. This location has approximately 608 stalls with no current point of sale. This is a mixed use between staff and visitors. Last, we added PS 39, Wilson Center. This location has approximately 325 stalls using ski data system. This location is a mixed use between staffs and visitors. Thank you very much, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Madi. All right, so next up we have Marcos from Mobility Planning and Traffic Systems.
Thank you, Lauren, and good morning, everyone. So this last spring quarter, the Graduate Student Association voted for and would generate fees and allow all graduate student ridership on all 7 transit agencies serving UCLA. Mobility Planning and Traffic Systems, in consortium with Fleet and Transit, have been planning and coordinating all required processes and communications so that graduate students will be able to order the all-new Bruin Grad Pass online on the transit portal and be picked up at the central ticket office in the form of a tap card by the start of fall quarter. As part of this referendum, it involved looking at ways to maximize our department's partnership with local and commuter agencies. One such example will be the upcoming rerouting of Big Blue Bus Route 17, currently laying over on the east side of campus next to parking structure 2. Next slide. And now extending its services all the way up to the north side of campus at McGowan Turnaround. This new route increases capacity without needing to purchase new buses while enhancing our ability to offer social distancing to all ridership. Now switching gears a bit, starting today, as you may have noticed if you're on campus, through August 29, repaving work will take place along Westwood Plaza between Parking Structure 8 driveway and Charles E. Young Drive South. Closures will be required during working hours from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., affecting some of the following areas. Access to Parking Structure 8 ramp from Westwood will be restricted all day today until 4 p.m. So if you need to access levels 3 and 4, the only way is access through level 2 on the northeast side via Strathmore at Charles Young Drive West. Beginning tomorrow through Saturday, Parking Structure 8 can be accessed from Westwood via Strathmore southbound. Parking Structure 9 will remain accessible all of these days only through Strathmore and Charles E. Young Drive South, Medical Plaza, Stein Institute, Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center Valley will still be accessible through Westwood. And all other northbound traffic, though, will be rerouted through LeConte up to Gailey and Hillgard. UCLA Luskin Conference Center, Gateway Plaza, engineering buildings can be accessed through Strathmore, and Facilities Yard, Fleet and Maintenance, and the gas fueling station can be accessed only through Charles Young Drive South and Gailey on the west side of campus. Now moving on, here are the results for this spring's AQMD survey and some major highlights. Single occupancy vehicle remained flat at 47.9%. Transit usage increased nearly 1% to 14.4%. Solo ride-hailing jumped to 5.3%, and electric vehicle usage was 3.7% from 2.9% last year. However, it is important to note that because the survey took place in March, right before the campus closure took effect, there was a conflation of data, and as a result of COVID-19 and work from home orders, for that reason, MPTS will be conducting a shortened version of this survey during the first week of October to fully understand the effects of the pandemic on mode splits. Lastly, from MPTS, recently we conducted an analysis to assess how many UCLA employees are telecommuting today as a result of COVID-19. Using traffic volume and drive alone rate data to account for campus population, we determined that about 70% of UCLA employees are actively telecommuting compared to 3% last year. This dramatic drop in daily trips to and from campus also translated to some positive benefits, such as a 56% drop in greenhouse gas emissions from single occupancy vehicles, and a savings of over 8,000 driving hours each day, or nearly 2 million hours per year in commuting hours. Thank you, and that concludes all my updates for MPTS.
Thanks, Marcos. So next up, we have Alex from Fleet and Transit.
Hi, good morning. Okay, so good morning, E&T. First of all, I'd like to give a big thank you to our Fleet and Transit staff for keeping operations running and continuing to help keep the UCLA community safe. We're also very pleased with our Bruin Bus customers for continuing to follow the rules by wearing masks and boarding on the rear doors. Thank you to our drivers for jumping in and helping sanitize the buses. You're doing a great job. Bruin Bus will be ending its summer schedule in late September, and our transit supervisory team is finishing the new fall schedule as we speak. The Fleet and Transit Parts Department continues to provide COVID-related PPE to all E&T on-site Essentia employees as needed. This includes disinfectant spray bottles, sanitizers, face coverings, gloves, etc. Fleet maintenance continues to supply all university vehicles with disinfectant solution, paper towels, and COVID vehicle usage guideline hang tags on every vehicle that is serviced and or repaired at fleet maintenance. The acrylic driver barriers installation is complete. All buses in operation now have acrylic driver barriers installed. We are also improving vehicle remarketing options by adding vendors so that we can maximize the sales price of vehicles that we are disposing of. So we all heard from Veronica about the campus-wide talent match program. F&T is excited to announce an array of different projects. Please be sure to check them out, sign up on the Talent Match site if you're interested, and contact me for more information. Here are a few examples of the projects that we've posted. We're working on the implementation of new modules on AssetWorks to help our technicians work more efficiently. We're working with IT to implement the new international standard for real-time bus location information. This will allow our buses to be seen in all nationwide transit trip planning apps. We will be updating the Bruin Bus emergency route variations in the event of changes needed due to construction, road closures, and or COVID-related service modifications. We're reviewing real-time Bruin Bus data feeds for improved operational metrics, and we will be optimizing Fleet and Transit parts, inventory management, and leveraging vendors to track inventory levels for both light duty and heavy duty, among other projects. So here are some larger projects that have been underway for a while that we are hoping to complete in the next 6 months. So we're developing a feasibility study, retail fuel sales on campus, to also include a course of action on biofuels, unleaded fuel, and a complete fleet vehicle electric charging plan. We're continuing the implementation of a new telematic system throughout the UCLA fleet, which will improve and extend the overall health of university vehicles by leveraging technology to monitor fault codes, engine hours, engine diagnostics, driving behaviors, location, and usage. We're currently upgrading and deploying new technology to manage both our fleet and transit management system and the system that runs Bruin Car. The combined projects of an enhanced fleet management systems and the telematics rollout will be key to our development of a UCLA motor pool program. Thank you for your time. I'll pass it back to Lauren now.
Thanks, Alex. All right, so we already heard from Chinza, and I know we are running a little late on time, so I'm going to turn it back over to Steve Wang, who's going to handle the Q&A session. If there are certain questions that are directed toward Renee, we will make sure to send it up out in a follow-up email. So you will still hear from us if you sent a question in that she's not able to answer right now.
Alrighty, we got a few questions, so I'm going to jump right into it. With majority of students doing remote learning, what are the plans for Bruin Bus staff? Also, will they continue with reduced service or hours? So Clinton, would you like to take that one?
On the move.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Steve. Bruin Bus will be changing its schedules for the fall, but we're going to be sensitive to both the reduction in demand because there are less students taking in-person classes, and also at the same time making sure that we're providing enough service to allow for our customers to be physically distanced on the bus. So, you know, this is going to be a work in progress. We have a revised fall schedule set up that, you know, takes into account that we're going to have less demand, and also that we need to make sure people have enough space in the buses. And if we need to make adjustments over the course of the fall, we will.
Alrighty, thanks, Clinton. Questions are probably directed to our HR area. First one is, what would employees do if there is not enough work and they are not matched to another job or duty on campus? I assume this is referring to the commitment made by the chancellor via email. Veronica, would you like to take that one?
Sure. Currently, it's our understanding that the employees would remain on pay status. However, if an employee is offered a talent match position and they decline, then they are placed on a leave without pay.
Right, and keep in mind our HR group, we haven't seen any information go out publicly other than the chancellor's commitment. So if anything else changes, we'll let you know. Next one, real quick, has the maximum hours for vacation accrual been suspended by UC Path?
Yes, that has on the system up until December 31st. So if you're at your maximum vacation accruals, you will be allowed to earn past that. However, you should also be working on lowering your vacation balance because, again, that is only through December 31st.
Right, great. Thank you very much. There was only one other question that just came in. So this one will be for Lisa if you're here, or another parking manager. Are there any arrangements for staff parking for doctor visits, pharmacy at the medical center for those who have given up their permits?
So how's an answer of sort of? So if you don't have a permit, you can't cross park for free. So you can opt to park in the medical area and pay the full price, or you can opt to buy a daily permit in a close lot. We usually have daily permits available in structure 8 and structure 9 and walk from there. But if you don't have a permit, you're not entitled to cross parking.
All right, makes sense. Thank you very much, Lisa. That was actually it for the questions. So I'll turn it over to Lauren for any closing remarks.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Steve. So we will send out, like I mentioned, a bulletin with the presentation for today, a video, and then if you have any other questions that you can think of, feedback on topics you want us to cover, things that you want to suggest, TOD sent us a survey that we'll be pushing out to you as well so we can get feedback on these all-staff meetings, and then we will see you at the next all-staff meeting, which is on Wednesday, September 30th, and hopefully there won't be any technical difficulties that time. So enjoy, have a good day, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Everyone, bye.